exploring all the spelling choices. So these children are exploring, using a speech-to-print approach, the representations for the speech sound, and he's found the word scarecrow, which is a really great opportunity for us to explore all the choices for the speech sound and not to get blinded by letters.
So if we're thinking about spelling choices for the speech sound, if you think about their explicit phonics teaching, we're looking at, here's the monsters, we're looking at this one as a representation for the picture, for in the example word like sat. We're looking for this monster, there's a picture of in a word like scent. And here's another monster. So here's another picture for that we have a look at. For example, in a word like grass or grass. So we're looking at those representations for and you'll see them on the outside of the cloud. So there are high frequency ones. They're the ones that we've looked at in the explicit phonics teaching. But obviously they're going to see lots and lots when they're actually reading. So what's really important is that when we're looking at words, this is why we never have graphemes in isolation. You know, if you've just got a grapheme like that in isolation, well, what does that mean? It means nothing unless it's in a word. So that's why you'll also always see them in a word. So for example, think about the word scarecrow. What we want the children to do is duckhand the word. So they know that's the word scarecrow. They've just been reading it in their book. So they're going to duckhand scarecrow. So they can see and hear scarecrow. Scarecrow. So that's the representation for the s. And there's the k, and there's the and there's the k again, and there's the and then there's the o. But here they can see that even though that s and this e are together, they aren't both together representing a grapheme, a sound pic. This is one, and this is another one. Whereas if they code map to words, say for example, science. Science. We could put the monsters on here. Sorry, I haven't got my monster map with me. Oh yes, I have. Here we go. Sorry, I wondered where it was. Okay, so if we were to use our monster mat, let me just move this out of the way. So if we were to use our monster mat, oh, let me put it there. Okay, so we would have monster. Monster I, the schwa, si, and we would need another s there, wouldn't we? Hold on, my monsters are falling off. Si, s. And my pot has disappeared. Sorry, I didn't plan this out very well. Miss Emma, have your resources ready? So we'd need this just there, wouldn't we? Science. But the main thing is that they would see the science, two representations for this, and they would check in here. Okay, can I see it? SC. Yep. CE. Yep. So, oh, look at this, the word just there. Science. So by code mapping it, and especially when you've got the monsters so they can see, that's the speech sound. And when it looks the same, you know, when it's the same sound, even though the letters are different, it's just a lot easier for the brain to organise it. So science, so in this particular one, that SC was a grapheme, wasn't it? Because those two letters are together as a grapheme, but here it isn't. And that's what we're doing when we're code mapping and monster mapping. We're exploring words and making sure that we're going speech to print.